Bonsoir et bon appétit! Oh my gosh, tonight I'm making Tart Provençal. This is famous in the south of France and it's delicious. Check this video out. It'll change your life! Anyways, enjoy. Okay, so we're going to start by making the pastry for our Tart Provençal. And it's very simple. This is a very simple recipe. You're going to need 2 cups of flour. There we go. There we go. And it's very simple. We're going to take 5.5 ounces of butter that I cubed. I'm just going to drop in the flour. Also on the side I have 1 egg yolk, some cold water. And now what I'm simply going to do is I'm just going to mush the butter and mix it into the flour. And what we're going to try to do is get a consistency of like breadcrumbs. And this is going to take a few minutes, but you know, you just take your time and use your hands and crush that butter in there, and yeah, keep going. So we'll be back in a minute and I'll show you what that consistency looks like. Okay, so we're back and you see, so give it a good mix. Now we're going to add our egg yolk. And I just took this egg yolk and I gently beat it for about 10 seconds, 20 seconds. There we go. Alright. And I'm going to take my cold water and I'm just going to drop it in there, about 3. I'll start with 3 and work my way. Now we're just going to take this, stir it in. Mix it up good, and then we'll start forming our ball. So what you want to do is a little bit of flour in your hands. Okay, now we're going to make a ball. Oh. Get that in there. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful Provençal pastry. And you see, it's not difficult to make. Do not use puff pastry. What you want to make is just a simple pastry. Do not use pie crust that's frozen or refrigerated in the grocery stores in the States. I'm telling you, this is easy. Yeah, we're just going to knead this a little bit. Not much. There we go. And look at that. Starting to form. There we go. There's no yeast, so no need to knead it. Alright, let's form a ball. Beautiful. Okay. Good enough. Get saran wrap. this up, throw it in the fridge, minimum 40 minutes, and then we'll be back. So hang in there. Okay, we're back. Our pastry tart is in the fridge. It's cooling. We gotta wait a little bit. But in the meantime, we're gonna chop some onions. And I already did that. And we're gonna start making our mixture for our beautiful Provençal tart. So the first thing we need is some olive oil. Oh, let's say about 2 tablespoons. Yeah. Maybe 2.5, somewhere in there. We're gonna put our burner on, and we're gonna put it all the way down, all the way to the lowest setting you got. Okay. Now we're gonna take our onions, which we finely chopped, and we're just gonna drop that in there. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Now this recipe is so easy and so delicious and so southern France. It's just, you'll really enjoy this. It is one of my favorite summer tarts in the south of France, and the flavors just work so well. Okay, spread that evenly, cover it, and we're going to put the timer on for, I would say about 20 minutes, 22 minutes. Let's put 22. And we're going to stir that occasionally. But in the meantime, I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients ready. I got 3 garlic cloves here. And I'm just going to chop that finely. And I'm going to give it a little smash, because I want some of those oils to mix in there. And we're just going to chop that. And then I'm going to chop some oregano leaves, which I have right here, which I'm also going to add to this mixture. Now, if you have a lot of tomatoes in your garden and you want to boil those tomatoes and peel them and chop them, you can do that. But I don't have any tomatoes in my garden this year. So I could either buy them fresh, so this is nice and chopped finely, the garlic. I'm going to use finely chopped tomatoes from Italy. Delicious, full flavor, easy. So I got that ready, and I can just put that aside. And now I'm going to take some oregano. And what you want to do is take the stem, and backwards pull it, like that. See how the leaves just pop off like that? And then do it again a little more gently. The top will break, but try to get as much of the stem off with it. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. There we go. And if you want, you can actually save the top, so these portions, for the finished product for garnishment. Actually, that's what I usually do, but I forgot. So I'm going to put that aside. Yeah, maybe one more here. There we go. Put that aside. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. I love fresh oregano. It's so much flavor. You can get a hold of it if you have it in your garden or get it at a grocery store. And I'm just going to roughly chop this. I don't know, I got maybe a tablespoon here. I love the smell of oregano. Okay. All this is ready. We're going to stir it occasionally, 20 minutes, and then we're going to drop those tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, the garlic, and the oregano, and we're going to simmer that for, another 20 minutes. So, yeah, hang in there. We'll be right back. Okay, so it's been 22 minutes. And my onions are not browned, but nice and softened. And you don't want to brown them, by the way. Just want to soften them, give them a little color, but just barely. Okay, now this is easy. We're going to drop our garlic and our oregano in there. We're going to drop our finely chopped tomatoes. And I love this because it's so easy. And these tomatoes, just so full of flavor. Now, I'm going to take some tomato paste and put about a good teaspoon. There we go. And I like to get it in the tube because you only use what you need, which is amazing. If you get it in the cans, then you waste so much. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to stir that. And we're going to simmer this for 20 minutes. So bring up your heat so you get a slight boil, and then you're going to lower the temperature. So it simmers. That's bash. That goes in the fridge. So we're going to get that in a minute. In the meantime, I got my yellow and red pepper here. And I'm just going to cut that in half. And I'm going to basically deseed it, take the membranes out. Take the membranes out and wash it. And then, yeah. Okay, here we go. The bubble's coming. Blub, blub, blub. Here comes the bubble. Okay. Let's stir that a little bit. Bring the bubble back. And then we're going to simmer that. The smell already is wonderful. Okay, so hang in there. Bring it to a boil, you see and then lower the temperature to a simmer to maintain that slight bubbling. And we're going to set the timer for another 20 minutes, and we'll be back. Hang in there. Look how beautiful that is. Look how that's simmering, thickening up. Beautiful. So, I cleaned my bell peppers, and I'm going to push down, and I'm going to cut them into slices where they can be flat on a pan, like that. So, that's what I'm going to do. And if you have a little end that sticks up, take it off so it's flat in the pan. Now have your boiler on and warm that up so it's ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay these under the broiler, and we're going to blister the skin. It's going to be like bubbly and blacken, so don't freak out. Don't freak out if it blackens, because that's the goal. So any curve I take out, and I just lay that in there. Because the curve will do this, right? And you don't want that. So you just want it nice and flat, and it makes it easy. Okay, beautiful. That's what it looks like. And I'm just going to stick that under the broiler for a few minutes. Oh! Okay. So this is simmering. And now, I'm going to keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Those bell peppers. And by the way, you can use other peppers that you want. You can use, if you like a little spice, you can use maybe a red pepper. Use your imagination. And, I like to keep it mild because the anchovies are mild as well. Which, if you order a pizza in the United States and you've had anchovies on that, it's really salty and really a strong flavor. What I have is Spanish white anchovies in olive oil. And they're very mild and very calm with this tart, and it's beautiful. So that'll be the next thing that we get ready is our olives. I'm going to half those and, well, actually, no. I think the next thing I will do is get my pastry squared off on my sheet here. And I'm going to, oh my gosh, I can't think of, dry bake it. So we'll be back. Hang in there. All right, we're back. Okay, so I cut my heat off on my beautiful tomatoes and garlic and oregano. My peppers should be blistered pretty good by now. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, turn off that heat. Now, can you see that? Oh, that's hot. So I can just show you in a minute how it blisters. You could go a little more with that, but now we're just going to let it cool. So I'm going to put it to the side. And then I will peel the skin off. I know it sounds crazy, but do this and it's just delicious. Okay, in the meantime, we're going to get our, remember this? Our tart. And we're going to roll it out into a square. So it fits this. So throw a little flour, get a rolling pin, and flour it. There we go. It's not brain surgery. You just gotta make a square that fits that, or a rectangle, I should say. So we're gonna smush that in, and we're gonna roll that. Oh, Lord. Here's my palm there. And then we're going to roll this out. And it's going to take me a minute. And it's not looking beautiful yet. But I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. So hang in there. Okay. So I rolled it out. It didn't go as planned. When I picked it up, it broke up. No big deal. Throw it in there and piece it together. You can use your fingers and just work it in there. I'm a terrible baker. But I'm a good cook. But anyways, that's an easy way to fix it. If everything went right every time, you wouldn't learn how to adapt. So we're going to cover this back up with saran wrap. There we go. And we're going to put it back in the fridge and chill it for another 30 minutes. Now, this is a good time for you to take a break because these need to cool off, which is our peppers. This needs to cool off, which is our tomato paste. We have our olives ready. We just need to cut our anchovies in small slits, and we're going to put it all together and throw it in the oven and cook it. But we're going to wait another 30 minutes. So hang in there and yeah, hang in there and see how it turns out. I love polycide tots. Okay, we're back. So I already peeled the skin off of almost all of these bell peppers, but look how easy it is. You just peel it. Take that membrane off, and that's all there is to it. And I'll add so much tenderness to it. Okay, so I got these guys ready. I'm ready to blind bake my pastry. So I'm going to take it out of the fridge, which I've had it in there for 30 minutes. Now I have a piece of parchment already cooked. I'm just going to gently go across this with a fork, not to go all the way through. And do it quickly. Beautiful. Now I'm going to put the parchment that I pre-cut. I'm going to take some bacon beans and drop it. If you don't have these, any beans will do. You can use rice, you can whatever, but yeah, you just spread it out like that. And now we're going to throw it in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake it for like 10 minutes. So make sure you put your timer. There we go. And then we're going to reduce the temperature and, well, actually not reduce the temperature. We're going to just remove the parchment and the beans and cook it for another few minutes. And then we're going to take it out. But in the meantime, I'm going to take my peppers here. And I'm going to get a sharp knife. And I'm just going to slice these thinly. And drop them on there. So nice thin slices, and this can be done pretty quickly. And then I'm going to do my anchovies, which is not, like I said earlier, the anchovies that you Americans get on the burgers. There, throw these in. Burgers, what am I saying? Pizzas. Yeah, so hang in there. We'll be back in a minute. Make sure you set your timer. And I'm just going to cut all these peppers, and then I'm going to do anchovies, and I'll be ready to go. We're almost there, folks. Hang in there. I know there's a lot of steps to this, but trust me, it's worth it. It's delicious. Okay, we're back. So 10 minutes. I've been blind baking this guy. Oh, let's take this guy out. I'm going to remove these beans. Be careful, everything's hot. Nice and gentle. Let those cool. And I'm putting this right back. And putting that for about 4 more minutes. Something like that. Now, my anchovies, I got it out of the can, which they're in olive oil, very important. Choose your anchovies, make them in olive oil. I strongly recommend that you get the Spanish white anchovies. They're much more mild and lighter in flavor. If you really can't stand anchovies of any kind, and these are really different. They're not the really super salty ones. They are much more mild. I recommend these. But if you're against that completely, get sardines. They work. So what I did is I cut them lengthwise into little strips, just like I did with the peppers. And I got my olives here, which are pitted, by the way, very important. You don't want people having to, yeah, anyways. And anyways, we're gonna bake that for another 4 minutes, and then we're gonna assemble everything, and it's gonna be beautiful. So hang in there. Okay, we're back. It's been 4 minutes. I'm going to reduce the temperature to 350. And let's get this guy out. Oh, there we go. Close that up. Throw that on there. It shouldn't be browned. It should just be complete. Now, my tomato sauce has cooled. And my mixture, I should say. And I'm just going to put that on there. Spread that out. There we go. The rest is super easy. Oh gosh, this heavy pans, I'm getting old. Not really. Just thought I'd say that. Okay. Let's get all that mixture in there. All that yumminess. Alright, now, be careful, it's hot, by the way. You notice I just almost burned myself. Okay. Spread that so it's nice and even. There, we're almost there. Beautiful. You need to use a knife to spread it out a little bit. It's kind of a little trick. The key is to make it even. There we go. Okay. Now, scatter your peppers. And you just want to spread those out all over it. And you want to use it all. Don't be shy. There we go. Beautiful, that's already. Okay. Now, pat it down with your hands so it goes into the sauce, the peppers. All right, anchovies. Do a pattern with the anchovies. Just makes it pretty. I go across, across, across. Yeah, it takes a little time, but it will make it really pretty. And go across on an angle. I hope you can see that. If not, I'm going on angles like that. And remember, I reduced my temperature in my oven. There we go. Look at beautiful this is going to be. I'll give you a close-up of this, I promise. There we go. So I like to just go on angles. There's so much flavor this is going to add to it. And this will bring you to the south of France. It's just This is so popular. And then just fill what you have extra. I'm going to put a little corner there. This is just so much beautiful flavor. Okay. Done with the sardines. Now, olives. These are pitted. I'm just going to space them out and push them in. Go across. You know, when I was a kid, this was just a treat. And I just absolutely loved it. And I haven't made this in a long time. But it is a delicious dish. Okay. Put this back. Let me show you what that looks like. Oh, look how beautiful that is. All right. I'm going to stick it back in the oven. Oh, 25 minutes and it's done. Yes, it is done in 25 minutes. Then we're going to put a little oregano on it, fresh oregano on top, and oh my gosh, delicious. You gotta try this. Hang in there, we'll be back. It's been 25 minutes. Let's see what this looks like. Oh my gosh, look at that. We are transported to the south of France. All right, before we cut that, let it rest a minute. But look how beautiful that is. Bonne soirée. Bon appétit. I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, you can experiment with different ingredients on this. It's delicious. Yeah, anyways. Enjoy the evening. I hope you try this. Subscribe, like, share. Thank you so much. Bon appétit.